Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely Saturday morning. So on this channel, we've spent a lot of time going over something called right to repair, the idea that you should be able to fix your own personal property. And as the years have gone by, I've come to realize that right to repair is only a very small segment under the overall umbrella of ownership and control. Ownership, a concept that is being eroded away with each passing day. More and more companies are looking to take away your ability to say that you own what you've paid for. And one of the examples of that is with the subscription-based business model. I'm not talking about subscribing to a service. I'm talking about a subscription to get something that you already paid for. For instance, with BMW, $18 per month to be able to use the heated seats in the car that you already paid for. So you already paid for the heating element, you already paid for the electronics in the car, now you get to pay $18 a month for the ability to use it. Or things like this. This is a video I did last year about a safety vest. This is a motorcycle airbag safety vest with a subscription-based model. That's right. You could be like me, riding an e-bike down the road at redacted miles per hour, and you could maybe slip over something and fall, and because you forgot to change the billing address on your credit card, I'm sorry, the airbags are not deploying for you, sir. This is something that really freaks people out, and is something that people are sick and tired of. This is not a meme, by the way. This is a real product. It actually exists, sadly. But this is something that we are really starting to get tired of as a culture, paying $70,000 for a car with heated seats and then having to pay a monthly fee in order to use the fucking seat heater that I already paid for. And apparently, some legislators in the state of New Jersey agree. Let's take a look at this bill from the Assembly in New Jersey, number 4519. Synopsis: prohibits motor vehicle manufacturer or dealer from requiring subscription for certain motor vehicle features. It shall be an unlawful practice and a violation for a motor vehicle dealer or a manufacturer of motor vehicles sold or leased in the state to offer a consumer a subscription service for any motor vehicle feature that 1. Utilizes components and hardware already installed on the motor vehicle at the time of purchase or lease by the consumer, and 2. Would function after activation without ongoing expense to the dealer, manufacturer, or any third-party service provider. Now, it specifically makes mention, just in case there was any ambiguity, of stuff like heated seats. Motor vehicle feature means any convenience or safety function included on the motor vehicle, such as heated seats or driver assistance that is typically offered to a consumer as an upgrade at the time of purchase or lease of the motor vehicle. Now, it looks like somebody in the state legislature is as tired as we are of subscription services. And I do commend them for looking to do something like this to actually push back against it a little bit. However, there are a few issues that I have with this approach. And again, as much as I am sick and tired, as I would imagine 99% of my audience is of this whole subscription-based bullshit for things that you've already purchased, I am a little bit pessimistic on this actually working for a couple of reasons. So let's just look over some of the stuff that's happened over the past several years. Now, if you have a heated seat, $18 a month, let's say over the course of 10 years, that'll cost you somewhere around $2,000 something. What's stopping the car manufacturer from just saying, okay, you guys win, we're just going to raise our prices by $3,000 for everything in the car? Now, you may think that's ridiculous, people are going to stop buying it, but you have brands like even budget brands, like something like a Toyota Corolla that just a few years ago was $19,600. That has now went up by about 10% to $21,550, and people are still buying it. And then if you look at something like, let's say, the Tesla Model 3, if you just look at it back in last year, the standard range model was $38,990. Now, the standard range model is $46,990. This car has gone up in price by over $7,000 in 1 year. The crazy thing is that the model with two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive that's slower with less range actually cost almost as much as the long-range model did last year. So last year, the long-range model, 353 miles of range, way faster 0 to 60, and also four-wheel drive was $47,990, and now the one without all those features is $46,990. Many car manufacturers are simply increasing their prices, and people have not stopped buying vehicles. So while I completely understand the aggravation with being forced to pay a subscription for something that you already own, and I am definitely against that, don't let that be ambiguous in any way, shape, or form, this kind of reminds me of the e-commerce problem back in the day, where a $100 product with $75 shipping is a ripoff, whereas a $200 product with free shipping is a deal. In all seriousness, there were times where I would have a $100 product that cost $75 to ship because it was fairly heavy, and people would say that's a ripoff. So what I did is I made it $200 with free shipping, and after that, people were like, wow, that's a great deal you have there, because I was still cheaper than everybody else. Everybody else was like $300 or $500 with free shipping, and I was $100 with $75 in shipping, and people complained. So I said, F it, I'm going to make it $200 and free shipping. What if they do the exact same thing here? What if they look at the bill and they go, okay, we're going to stop charging for subscriptions. You guys win. And then they up the prices of everything by $3,000 or $5,000. I could understand where people would say, Louis, there's no way they're going to do that because people are not going to buy it. Have people stopped buying cars? Have you looked at what happened to the price of cars over the past 2 years? It's absolutely and utterly insane how expensive everything has gotten. But further, I mean, look at the waiting list for this car. Estimated delivery is sometime October to December. So if you buy the car right now, you may be waiting 2.5 months to get the car because there's that many people that still want to buy it in spite of the fact that it went up in price by about $7,000. I really do appreciate the efforts of the New Jersey State Legislature to poke a stick in the eye of the subscription-based business model. However, the subscription-based business model is based on corporations being assholes. And at the end of the day, there are many different ways to be assholes without a subscription-based business model, like just hiking the price by $7,000 inside a year and saying, suck it, which I really do think you're going to see a lot more manufacturers do if they realize that they can get away with it. And looking at the way things have gone over the past several years, they actually can. There are other ways that you could consider trying to get around this if you really wanted to be an asshole and stick to this model rather than just raise your prices, which is, well, let's just say that you're not able to turn on your heated seats using a button in your car. You can only turn on the heated seats using a phone app. The phone app is going to connect to a server. The server requires maintenance and upkeep. Therefore, you could say that this is a feature that you're going to have to pay for on a monthly basis because we have to pay for upkeep of the server so that your phone can communicate with it and then communicate with your car. Or if the car is connected to the internet, well, that internet connection may cost money. They're paying for that and so on and so forth. There are many ways to potentially get around this bill if you wanted to continue to have a subscription service, and I'm very curious to see how they do so. I'm also curious in how you'd be able to interpret this bill in a manner where you could potentially get around it, and I think somebody like Steve Leto at Leto's Law, who's actually an attorney, is much more fit and qualified to discuss that than I am, and I'd love to hear his take on it, and I hope he talks about this particular issue. But in all seriousness, I don't believe that it's even the subscription model that's the problem. It's the fact that a company can be an asshole and get away with it because we will continue to buy the crappy product, admittedly in many cases, myself included. No criticism just to you, myself included, and it's something that we all have to work on if we want this to actually change. And that is like really, what is stopping a car manufacturer from just saying, okay, we're just going to make it $3,000 more? Like, you guys win. Bye. And just charging that much more money, and then every car manufacturer doing the exact same thing. Something to think about. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you appreciate this attempt at trying to slowly claw back control to the point where you actually own what you buy? Or do you think that this is completely hopeless and will just result in the car manufacturers just going, F you, we're just going to charge more money for the exact same product? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.